My name is Teresa Garcia, and I am an English teacher here at North Park High School. I am also the TIIP grant coordinator. We are in the process of putting on this 21st century art show, which has the kids working through art, but they're learning how to communicate, how to coordinate, how to design, how to build, basically how to work together. And these are all aspects that these students need after high school.
My name is Anastasia Bickley, and I am the art educator at North Park High School. And we were very pleased to be the recipient of a TIIP grant through UCLA. And that grant enabled my students to be self-directed learners who came up with their own project to do after I told them the theme, which was to have a series of archways, tunnels, and walkways that represented milestones in a student's life. Last year we did a modified version of this, project-based learning, but I didn't really have the materials to do what I really fully wanted to do and what the students were capable of doing. And so this grant allowed us to have the materials that we needed in order to do the kind of art that we envisioned in our minds.
We had a lot of students work on them, and some will give ideas, some of the ideas won't work, and we tried different stuff.
It was a bit different from everything else that I've done. I've never really taken an art class. I've never really participated in any leadership roles, and I haven't been part of something as big as this.
I promised Ms. Bickley that I'll work on it even if I graduate early, that I promised to go back and just always help her on different periods. So technically I work most every period because I have time and I have time to help out our school, and I want our school to look good when we do our art show.
The students were able to actually do the assignment all by themselves. I was the facilitator, but the students elected their own leaders. They just took it and ran with it. They were the ones who decided how they were going to build it, how tall it was going to be, what it was going to look like. They problem solved it out when things started to fall apart or it wasn't quite the way that they imagined it. I think we had an architect on campus, and the students went with their designs that they had photoshopped on their computer and showed it to the architect and said, what do you think about this archway that we built?
Our first attempt on it didn't come out good because the cardboard wasn't sturdy enough to hold all the weight of the wire. So we had to take it apart and approach it from another angle. We talked to an architect and he gave us a lot of information. We came to the decision of making it smaller because it wouldn't have as much weight as it was when it was bigger. So we were able to have it more compact and more sturdy.
I think that because we taught this way and because we had 100% participation of all the teachers that all filtered into this theme, that I think that it's inspiring our students, but it's also inspired our staff and faculty to like branch out and talk to one another and collaborate more and work with each other so that we can do more things that are more exciting for the students and like stretching us as educators.
They were learning how to measure and how to problem solve through the design. And I think that's where all of us teachers came on board through this process. Was as soon as she gave us the theme of the art show, that it was going to be all the phases of life, we all immediately jumped on board and said, okay, I can contribute this to your show. So to go into a math classroom and see them designing through art, but they're learning how to solve equations through this process without even realizing that they're learning how to solve equations. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the beautiful thing about what we're doing here and what this grant has allowed us to do.
I learned how to build with my hands because basically what I thought about art is just drawing and painting and everything. You know, we had to design buildings and make it on our own eyes instead of just thinking in our head. Basically, we were learning math at the same time without knowing. That's like kind of like a trick. So yeah, it's a trip at the same time.
In my other high school, we weren't like hands-on like we are here. We were mostly like drawing, writing definitions, and not painting a lot. Just sitting there learning about art. Instead, right here, it's more different. It's better.
When you have this kind of learning, you could interact with other people more better, and you could bounce ideas off of each other and just find out the best way to build something.
So it was exciting to see students all of a sudden become leaders and be in charge of small groups and be able to encourage each other. And it was really exciting to see them blossom more as adults and take responsibility for their own education.
When I came to North Park High School, there was elective class and they gave me art. So Miss Bickley had a show and she needed leaders, so I was selected co-leader by my friend.
I learned a lot of communication skills. I didn't think I was going to be able to talk to the people I didn't know.
It's a great experience being a co-leader, and it's something that I would recommend to other schools to actually try, because it actually helps the student learn not only through teachings or through lectures, but through hands-on activities.
We are an alternative program here at North Park, which means that something at the comprehensive high school was not working for these students, because sometimes kids just learn differently. And that was our passion, was okay, if it didn't work for them over there, let's change it here to a form that they could understand, or something different, because we didn't want them to fall into the same pitfalls that they fell into at their comprehensive site.
They do care here, and they want you to graduate, and they ask you if you need any more help, and they tell you what you need to work on.
You know, coming to school and knowing that I can trust their caregivers for my son and make sure he's gonna be okay, and letting me know that I will be able to do something even after having a child, and still conquer my goals, and just motivate me more and do it for him.
It was a great experience because we're doing it for the community, and everyone's going to get to see what we all did as a group together.
So I think that was the beautiful thing about what we saw being reworked with the money that we got from the grant. We were able to train our teachers in a project-based learning model and then execute it in our classrooms. And I think the kids really, really benefited from that.
This is a great example of project-based learning. I want to commend the staff for their efforts for, number one, showing students about decisions they make are important and relevant, and how they go about making choices in their life. And each stage in this project-based integrates all the content areas, and it really teaches students really the value of representation of their thoughts, and really putting their thoughts into action, and really how they represent life, essentially, and the choices they make in life. And these students really have given, you can tell, a large part of their classwork and their time outside of class to really put this together. And it's a great school. Really some good things going on here.
at-risk students have a lot of heart, and they have a lot of passion. And this gives them that voice. This gives them that opportunity to express themselves that sometimes they may not have had the opportunity at a comprehensive high school. They're not invisible kids. They are the future. They are present. They have life. They have passion. And this is a great opportunity for them to do that. So it doesn't matter who the student is, doesn't matter the obstacle or the barriers that may come before them. We create that environment where they can be successful. We create that environment where it's enriching, it's loving, it's supportive, it's kindness, it's warm, it's welcoming. Then kids can have the opportunity to do things like this and show their greatness.
Well, I think that our art show was a wonderful success. I think that there was everything that I wanted to see have happened. All the students came up with these designs, and I think that it's a testament to how well project-based learning works in continuation school. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for students to express themselves and be able to interact with one another and accomplish goals.
And again, I just want to give my thanks to UCLA and the TIIP grant project for helping us put this all together and choosing our school as a recipient of the grant. It really made a difference to our kids. They felt special. They felt like somebody cared. And it was just great to see them all come together and work together to put something together that was so wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.